Hi everybody and welcome to another video. Thank you for clicking onto this video. Please like, subscribe and share. Today we're going to be making a teddy called Pepper. I am doing the video a little bit different today. After this introductory video, you're going to have a presentation which is going to outline the parts that we need for teddy. So after you're done with the presentation, you will have all the parts made and then we'll start with the assembly process. I would advise that you pause in between the presentation, and as soon as you're done with that specific part, you can move on to the next page. I'll see you when you're done. Okay, so now we can start assembling. So we're going to start with the arms and legs. I've done one already. This is what it looks like. So this is the panel. You're going to pull on one side. Get your needle. And you're going to put it through, and then we're going to insert the needle through the center. Put your hand onto the other side, hold the needle, and then pull it over. Like so. Then we're going to pull on the other side. And we are going to tie them together. Just make sure they're quite snug. Like so. We can tie these two together. I do about 2 to 3 knots. Then we're going to leave one of the strands out and put one of the strands on our needle. Push it through the center here, inside. So we can hide that strand. And this is what it looks like. So the next step is to get a piece of the white yarn, and we're going to use it as a drawstring around here. So I'm going to put it on my needle. So I'm going to put it onto my needle, grab a stitch, miss a stitch, grab a stitch, miss a stitch, until you get around. Just like so, until we reach that stitch that we went into. Pull it out. And then we're going to get some stuffing. And we're going to put it in there. We want to stuff it, but not overly stuff it. So this is the way that I do it, is that I put some stuffing in, play with it a little bit until I see what's going on, and then I see there's some stuffing sticking out. So I'm going to pull that off, just that little bit. And then I can pull these two strings together as the drawstring. I can tie this up. Like so. I do about 2 knots. And then we can hide this on the inside. Like so. You can snip these off. And that's another Lego arm. You're going to do this with the other panels as well. And as soon as you're done with the four panels, we can move on to the next part, and that will be the body. So we are done with the arms and legs, and now we can start with the body. And the body is pretty simple. We are going to take that panel that we did, and we are going to pull on the one side, similar to what we did with the arms and the legs. Pull on the one side, bring that needle with that thread through, and tie it off on the other side. Once we tie it off, we hide the ends, and we get what resembles a beanie. From here, I'm going to take this half, hold it up against the other half, and we're going to measure to see where we're going to add our drawstring. So I've folded it in half. I'm going to put my finger here, open it up, and I see that it lands on this stitch. So I've taken a little piece of yarn. I'm going to add it onto my needle. I'm going to add it onto my needle, and then we are going to add the drawstring. So we measured, and halfway is here. So I'm going to pick up a stitch, miss a stitch, pick up a stitch, miss a stitch, and we're going to go all the way around until we come to the place that we entered. Now that we are at the end where we went in, we've got our 2 strands here. We're just going to pull in it a little bit to create that little closing there. Now we can get our stuffing. We can put that in. I'm going to stuff it quite well. So we're also going to see where we're going to have the face. So this side looks a little bit better. This is what it looks like so far. And if we are using safety eyes, so we're going to insert them now. Just making sure that it's nice and stuffed. Now that the stuffing is done for the head, we're going to add the safety eyes. So we're just going to measure down and see where we want the eyes. So I normally go around here. Just going to do it like this, just to see where it's molding. You have to do it by eye. So maybe around there. Here we go. So if we do it by eye, if we count down from here, it's about 8 stitches. About 8 stitches from the top and 7 stitches apart. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just add the safety clips in. Okay, so now that that's in, we can close up this part. So I'm going to just pull out the drawstrings, make a knot. Making sure it's nice and tight, but that you don't break your yarn. And now we can hide this on the inside. Like so. You can snip that off. Okay, so now that we have the eyes on, we can stuff the rest of the body. So we're going to need another piece of the stone to create another drawstring. And now we can add the drawstring at the bottom. And it's a similar process as to how we close the arms and legs. We're going to pick up a stitch here, drop a stitch, okay, we're at the end, so we're going to pull on these 2 drawstrings, like so. We're going to tie them up. Like so. Making sure it's nice and tight, but you don't break your yarn. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to reinforce it a little bit there. So I'm going to put a piece of yarn onto my needle, go around on the top stitches there. Once you see that hole begin to close, then you can take the 2 threads, you can tie them up. Okay. You can take that and you can hide it into the body. Snip that off and just form the head a little bit. And this is what we have so far. So next, you're going to get that little white piece that we did. You're going to pull onto one side. Put the yarn onto your needle, go into the center, pull it onto the other side. Do the same thing. Pull that thread of the other side. Just make sure everything is secure there. Tie the both threads together. Like so. And to form that little indent for the nose, I take this other thread, I just go over, under, over, under, there, pull it tight to make it like so. So you have a V shape there, a V shape there, and then I tie it to the other thread here. Like so. Just do 2 knots there. Okay. This is what we have at the moment. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the long piece and use that for sewing, and to hide the other piece. So you just put it into your needle, find a space in that double layer, put it through, and then snip it off like so. So now what we're going to do, we're going to add this piece to here. So we're going to put this thread onto your needle. Find the position for the mouth, which is around here. So I normally start around here. So I go into the body and then into the mouth. Go into the body, into the mouth. And I'm going to do this the whole way around. Once we reach that last stitch, we can tie it off. Just making sure that it's nice and secure. I do about 2 knots and then I go in again to hide it. Like so. That's the mouth. So now I'm going to get some black yarn and we're going to do the details for the face and the nose. So what I do is put some black yarn onto the needle, go in through the side, and then we come up above the eye, maybe like 2 stitches above the eye, and we want it in an angle, so like that. So come out above the eye, pull in some of the black yarn because you're going to need some length, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches, go in there, and then we're going to come out onto the other side of where we want the eyebrow. So just measure with your needle, come out to the other side there. See, mine comes out like maybe there. Pull your needle through. Okay. And then we're going to go down again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out onto the side that we came in. Like that. And we're going to do that 3 times. So go in, come out. Don't pull very hard, because if you do, it's going to snag that stitch. So 3 times. Let me get that little eyebrow there. Don't pull it very hard. Then we're going to do that. Go on to the other side. I'm going to go into the other side there. Bring that yarn through. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We did 1 already on that side, so we're going to do 2 more. That's 1, and then 1 more. Okay, and those are the eyebrows. So now we're going to take the yarn that's still on our needle, that's coming out of this eyebrow. You're going to put the needle in, come out to just a stitch above this center here, just a stitch above there. I'm going to put the needle through there, because now we're going to start doing the nose. As you're going through, just remember to work out if there's any details that left the face. So go back and like just re-fluff the eyebrows. Okay, so the nose, we're going to go, we're doing a upside down triangle nose. So we're going to go here, so going to go here, there, there, and there. So put your needle in here and come out onto the other side. So we created that little V now, and then what we're going to do is, okay, see the V is forming there. You're going to go back into there, come out to the center again, like so. Okay, now we're going to take our thread and go over that stitch there, come back in there until we fill in that gap, like so. Do it lightly so that you don't snag the yarn, and if you feel that it's not full enough, you can always do another thread, go to the side and come back there and redo it. But it does take a little bit of practice in the beginning, but you will get there. So just continue filling in that section like so. If you feel the yarn is snagging a little bit, you can pull it up a little bit with your needle. So now basically we're just filling in a little bit to create that nose shape. And wherever you feel needs a little bit more, just go over it. Like so. I think this looks pretty perfect. And now what we're going to do is take that needle, go into the section that we went in, which is there. Don't pull too much. I'm going to snip that off. I'm going to tie this up and hide it in. Just tie it very lightly, and then I can put this back onto my needle, and I'm just gonna hide it in there. So the details for the face. Okay. Next we're gonna work on the ears, and then we are going to do the arms, legs, and we're going to attach the flowers. Okay, so now we can start with the ears. I've done one already. This is what it looks like. So you take the panel that we did for the ear, you're going to pull onto one side, put that thread onto your needle, bring it onto the other side. Then we're going to close the other end. So making sure it's nice and closed. Then we're going to tie these two ends together. like so. And I do about 2 knots. This other end, we can take one of the ends and we can hide it because we don't need it. We just need one end for sewing. So I'm just hiding this and snipping that off. Okay, so this is what we have so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thread and bring it onto our side. Like so. Just brought it to the side. And what we're going to do is just fold this a little bit. Maybe 3 stitches. So on the side that it's out, put your finger there, fold it, maybe 3 stitches. Yeah, 3 stitches there. And then we're going to put this onto my needle. And we're going to sew this. So what I do is I go like so. Just back and forth there until we get those 3 stitches sewn together. Once they're done, we can close it up. So just do a knot there. And we can open it up, and this is there. So you can do another knot there just to make sure that it's nice and tight. Okay, so that's there. Next is the flower. So the black panel that we did, same process. You're going to pull on one end, bring that onto the other side, like so. Okay, so this is a part of the flower. Just going to keep this aside. Then the green part, same process. We're going to pull on one end, like so. That's the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my needle on this green thread. I'm going to go into one side here, pull that through, going to put the other thread on my needle as well, go into the opposite side, onto the black, pull that through, then both the strands are on the black on the other side, and then we're just going to tie this nice and tight. Like so. So since this is the back, we can just snip it off there. And we have that little black and green flower, which we are going to add to the tummy. So I'm going to attach the ears So I'm just going to look at him and see where the ears need to be. So I like the ears to be above, in line with the eyebrows. So around there. And that's pretty simple. All we're going to do is put the thread on our yarn needle, and then we are going to measure. Okay, we sit above the eyebrow, so like there. So we're going to pick up a stitch in the body, pick up a stitch on the ear. So on the body, and on the ear. Just until you feel that it's nice and secure. If you feel that it's too floppy there, then you can go up a little bit and stitch here. All you have to do is just put your needle through onto the other side here. And then you can stitch the other side as well. Then we can just tie it up. Like so. And that's one of the ears. So I'm just going to hide this into the body. Going to attach the other ear. So we have attached both of the ears. This is what it looks like. So now we are going to get the arm. We're going to attach it to the side, like so. And that's pretty easy. You just align the arm with the ear and stitch it on like we did the ear. So get a thread onto our needle. So just line it up with the ear. You're going to go into the body and into the arm. Into the body and into the arm. I'm going to do this about 3 times. So we've done 2 so far. I'm going to do it one more time. Into the body, into the arm, and then we can tie it off. Then we can hide that into our work. So. Okay, so that's one of the arms. Okay. Now for the leg. So with the legs, what we're going to do is we're going to flatten this part a little bit, and we're going to sew around this area onto the bottom of our teddy bear. So around there, we are sewing around here. So yarn on our needle. Taking this part, just placing it where we want it, around there. If you measure from here, it's around there. Okay, so we're going to go into the body and into the leg. So I would suggest doing this about twice, and then you can just tie it up. Okay. So this is what it looks like. So I went around twice, and I'm going to attach the other arm and the leg, and I'll see you when we're done. So I have attached the other arm and leg. I did notice there was a piece of yarn attached to this arm, and I removed it. Sorry about that. I've also attached the flower, and that was pretty simple. You just put the thread that was attached to this through and tie it up. And this is the finished product. A teddy called Pepper. I hope you liked this video. If you'd like me to do more, please leave a comment below. And please like, subscribe to my channel. Also share my video. I also have a Facebook group. It's called Nico Knits. So please join it and you'll be the first to know once I upload a video. Thank you so much. Have a great day.